Welcome to our final edition this season of the Badgers Sports Report, as today we turn our attention to Wisconsin football as spring drills going on under the direction of head coach Paul Chryst, leading up to the spring game on the night of April 21st here at Camp Randall Stadium. We'll get you caught up on all things Badger football with the head coach. We'll also give you a taste of some of the newer faces you will see in action at the camp this fall. All that and more coming up on today's installment of the Badger Sports Report.
Motions left to right. Hornibrook drops the throw. Looking, has time, fires over the middle, and that's caught across midfield to the 40-yard line, to the 30. Kyle Peniston to the 20, left side 15, to the 10, and down to the 5-yard line. Pearson L wide left, motions to the formation. Armstrong Case is to Newby, running left, and he's taken down by Ryan Conley. Trips to the right on first down. The handoff to Foster again. Nothing doing this time. TJ Edwards did not get caught up in the wash. Armstrong in the shotgun takes the knee-high snap. Back to throw. Pockets tight. Down he goes. Penalty markers fly as well. Garrett Dooley getting to Tommy Armstrong. Bradrick Shaw now in at running back. The handoff goes to Shaw straight ahead to the 30, 25, 20. He's gone. 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin. Bradrick Shaw from 33 yards away. Badgers right to left in the first quarter. A little play fake. Hornibrook rolls off to his left. He'll throw it to his left. That's caught by Troy Fumagalli across the 40, across the 45-yard line, and brought down near the 48. Snap back to Armstrong. Back to throw. Winds up, and he'll throw it deep. Left side. He wants Brandon Riley, and it's broken up by Derek Tyndall at the 10-yard line. Oh, tight coverage. First down, Barrett, option left. He'll toss it to Samuel, and he gets chopped down behind the line of scrimmage. That was Jack Cichy over there for Wisconsin. Hornibrook in the shotgun, back to throw, pressure coming. Hornibrook throws right side, wide open, got it! Touchdown, Wisconsin! Jazz Peavy wide open, right side of the field.
It's been going well. Last week and on Sunday was more of technique and getting the fundamentals down. So that was kind of the focus there, but today we got to move the ball around a little bit and compete, so it was fun. It is a little bit of a tease. You get to put the pads on everything, but you know that you still got summer and the rest of this to go. But you know, we're taking this time day by day as much as we can to develop and get better.
I mean, as a group, just as a running back group, we've been doing really well. You know, this is day 4, so I mean, I don't expect everything to be perfect, and I don't really think the coaches do either. The main part is really just us trying to come together as a team and really just trying to take it every single day and just take it one day at a time. Try to get that 1% better every single day. So, you know, every day we're out here working with Alex, you know, all those guys, and they're helping us out, we're helping them out, and that's exactly how we're going to have to take it this year. You know, sort of like a band of brothers kind of feel.
A defensive clinic brought to you by Jack Cichy. To the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Goodbye. Touchdown, Corey Clement. Pressure coming from Beagle. Oh, he was shot out of a cannon. Win number 10 for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. By Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle, Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers.
This is Lexi Rush. She's 10, and she's amazing. You see, Lexi was born deaf and couldn't hear anything. That was until her doctor in Appleton referred her to the pediatric specialists at UW-Health in Madison. Now, 2 operations later, Lexi can hear everything. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW-Health. Remarkable.
At Quick Trip, we get to know our neighbors. It's nice, making sure you always have fresh buns from our bakery, a gallon of milk from our dairy, maybe even a pizza from our kitchen. We all deserve a treat now and then, and goodness knows you deserve to be treated well. It's what we Midwesterners do.
For a limited time, pick up a pound of Nature's Touch butter for $2.99 or a dozen grade A large eggs for 99 cents. Quick Trip, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers.
See you next time.
The 2016 Nissan Altima. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. forward emergency braking that could stop for you. Get to your local Nissan store today. Take on sudden stops. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Hi, this is Coach Greg Gard, inviting you to join the Badger Basketball Booster Club. As a member of the Booster Club, you will have the opportunity to participate in a variety of great events, including pregame chalk talks, golf outings, and an away game bus trip. The Boosters play a vital role in assisting our staff and student athletes through fundraising and sponsorship. For additional information on joining the club, please call 608-265-6161. There's no better way to show your support than to join the Badger Basketball Boosters.
A lot of things going on these days, including spring football as the Badgers go through the paces in preparation for the coming season. The spring game obviously on the night of April 21st. We'll get into more details on that in a few minutes, but joined by the Badgers head coach. I've always thought with you, Paul, and similar to Barry even, is that this time of year is a time of year you really love. I mean, as fans, we love game day.
Right.
As someone in the game, the teaching aspect, this is the great time to do that, isn't it?
It is a tremendous time for just what you're saying, growth. And you know, we talked about that before spring ball started. It's a time to grow, to improve, and everyone can do that. Now everyone's at a different stage of their career, of their development, but there's things you can do to work on and grow. You're not focusing on an opponent. You've got a practice and then a day off and meetings. You can study it. Another practice, so there's a good rhythm to it all, and I think, you know, I want guys to get out of their comfort zone. We talk about growing, and when you grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone, and what a great time. If you can learn a lesson in March or April that sticks, that's really good stuff, and so I've loved, always have, like you said, love spring ball, and want the players to understand that and to appreciate it. You know, when I was a player, I think before, there used to be kind of a grind to spring ball, and now we're trying to take maybe a little bit less of the grind and just look at it as, you know, 15 really good opportunities to grow and to improve, and along with it, you know, you're certainly fighting for your spot, your newly established role on this team.
There are so many angles we could go here, but I think of a couple of your transfers who went through the practices last year, Chris James and Nick Nelson.
Right.
Nelson a DB, James a running back. And you have a number of players who have enrolled early here, which I would think you've seen it before. That can be priceless practice time for those guys, right?
It is, you know, starting with the early enrollees. When you really break it down, that the spring is the start of, really the winter and the spring is the start of the football year. And so those guys get to come in, and it's not a rushed learning. You know, we had 8 weeks before we even started spring practice, so you can start getting comfortable with terminology, and then like I said, you've got a practice and then a meeting and a practice and a meeting and a practice and a meeting. And when you come in midstream, fall camp being your first practices, that's hard because there is so much going on. And for the, you know, Nick and Chris who did transfer and been around it, I'm excited for them just to have their chance to get a ton of reps and to be able to establish themselves. We think both could be significant contributors, and so it's exciting. But you have all different, you know, Christian Bell's a transfer, but you know, this is his first spring with us. Now he went through the spring at Alabama, but it's like I said earlier, everyone's at a different point. And that's all right, but it still can be extremely valuable for everyone.
I always say, and you say everyone, I think immediately of players, but there are coaches too. Jim Leonhard now, the defensive coordinator, and you've got Bob Bostad back, who will be coaching linebackers. He was a linebacker. I think some people know that, but for those who don't, he played linebacker in college. People know him as an offensive line coach here, but I would think for those guys, maybe the entire staff, you just learning how to work together and kind of work off of each other, so to speak. There's a pretty valuable component for coaches during spring ball too.
Absolutely, you know, and I think that we try to do some, you know, we're looking at different ways to maybe organize practice or, you know, your communication. We'll simulate it a bit, you know, in some of our scrimmage situations, but yeah, it'd be pretty bad of us as coaches to make a big emphasis on players growing and improving and getting better. And no, we're good. You know, we don't need to get better, right? Everyone's got to get better, and everyone's got to work to improve. And coaches certainly are as much a part of that as anyone.
I was fascinated that when Bob Bostad comes back, because I know you've known him a long time, worked with him on the offensive side of the ball. The thing, and I don't know him really well, you do, but he seems like such a smart football man that when you're making the switch from offense to defense, he seems like the guy who would be the perfect fit to be able to get that done.
You're exactly right, and especially if you talk to a bunch of our old players, I don't know if that'd be the lead way they describe him, but he is extremely smart, systematic, and that's where when you go through and you're thinking of hiring individuals, you know, for me, I think about that group and what would energize that room, and that's where the more I kept thinking about our group of inside linebackers and knowing and having worked with Bo, I just kept thinking that group they will enjoy it. Now they're going to work and they're going to, you know, be coached, but they're going to enjoy the perspective and the knowledge base, and I think Bo is tremendous at understanding the game, and you know, he's learning to draw upside down. You know, it's a little bit different, but as far as the fundamentals of the game and coaching, you know, I've seen him do it, and that's why I'm excited for our staff and what Bo can bring to it, but really for our players, and specifically those older players.
Finally, a little shout out here for the spring game on the night of April 21st, a night game for the spring. What went into that?
You know, it's the rhythm that we've been doing for all of our practices, and also just wanted to see if that might help make it a little bit different atmosphere. And, you know, I remember as a parent, you know, and our kids, Robin did most of the work on all this, but I remember hearing about, you know, there's soccer this, and so maybe a Friday night to get some of the people that wouldn't be able to come on a Saturday and see if we break the new spring game record. I mean, who knows, right? Hey. It's good, and you know, talk to the players, and they were in favor of it, and tried to do the straw polls, just different groups, and talk to people, and they thought, you know, let's give it a shot.
All right, that'll be at 30. The kids fair going on at the McLean Center at 5 o'clock as well on Friday night on April 21st. So a lot of things to do as you enjoy a little Badger football in the month of April. Coach Chryst returns in a few minutes with the Great Dane Great Question of the Week as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
People are talking about the new Buick. With 4 fresh new models to choose from. And what are they saying?
Your new Buick is so cute.
Love the new Buick. That's a Buick?
Sweet Buick.
Experience the new Buick.
Buick congratulates the Final 4. Get 16% below MSRP on all 2017 Buick Envision Essence vehicles. That's over $6,600 on this Envision.
Just having all the guys back pretty much outside at receiver, tight end, even running back, and especially the O-line too, is pretty much everybody's coming back, and it's a group that's a lot of familiar faces, and I've built a lot of chemistry with these guys, so I'm excited. We've had some guys that have played football before, a lot of football, even Chris James, who transferred in, but I feel really good with the running backs, and it's definitely going to be a different role this year. With Corey and Daria leaving, but I feel like we have guys that can step up for us.
Try to go out there even throughout the year when I wasn't playing, as if I was playing on Saturday. You know, I deep down knew I wasn't, but I guess that was my way of trying to, you know, psych myself into getting ready to not play. Just, hey, Chris, just work as if you are playing this weekend. Practice as if you are playing this weekend. Don't take a play off as if you were. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what I'm trying to do now. I'm not trying to really try to psych up anything. I'm just trying to approach it every single day and just trying to get better. The main thing for me is just really just trying to become a smarter football player. You know, God has blessed me with many talents, and really just trying to sharpen the tools a little bit, and that's going to take a little extra work in the film room, spending a little extra time with the coaches and everything like that. Stuff that I'm definitely getting used to now, and stuff that I was getting used to throughout the season, watching Corey and Daria and those guys and how they prepared for a game. So I'm really just trying to, you know, take off where they left off, you know, and that's exactly what I'm just trying to do from this point on.
It's been a long road, a tough road, but I'm glad I'm where I'm at now. I'm just about 100%. I feel great. My body feels really good, and it's fun to be back out there with everyone. You definitely lose something when you're injured and you're on the sidelines, and just being able to be out here, even if it's just for 7-on-7 or for individual drills, it makes all the difference for mentally and just emotionally, just being happy, being out there.
People are talking about the new Buick. with 4 fresh new models to choose from. And what are they saying?
Your new Buick is so cute.
Love the new Buick. That's a Buick?
Sweet Buick.
Experience the new Buick.
Buick congratulates the Final Four. Get 16% below MSRP on all 2017 Buick Envision Essence vehicles. That's over $6,600 on this Envision.
Whether you're out there training for a big event or you're just trying to stay in shape, I have a bit of advice. It's important to remember that what happens after the workout is just as important as what happens during the workout. My advice? Be sure to refuel with low-fat chocolate milk. It has the perfect mixture of protein, carbs, and electrolytes to help you refuel, rehydrate, and build muscle. In Wisconsin, athletes win with low-fat chocolate milk. And you can too. To learn more, visit winwithchocolatemilk.com.
This is Lexi Rush. She's 10, and she's amazing. You see, Lexi was born deaf and couldn't hear anything. That was until her doctor in Appleton referred her to the pediatric specialists at UW Health in Madison. Now, 2 operations later, Lexi can hear everything. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health. Remarkable.
The 2016 Nissan Altima. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. With forward emergency braking that could stop for you. Get to your local Nissan store today. Take on sudden stops. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Go Badgers! 1st and 10, Samuel motions, pop pass to Samuel, running left. Badgers play it to perfection. Down goes Samuel behind the line of scrimmage, courtesy of Jack Cichy.
The only consistent thing about the Badgers' defense the last 3 seasons is that it's been consistently dominant.
It's picked off by Dakota Dixon!
Now on its 3rd defensive coordinator in as many seasons, the Badgers hope to maintain the same level of excellence, but with a coach who's here to stay.
2 years ago, I was at home. You know, mentally needed a break from football and was very excited to be back in Madison. Madison was going to be home, and I was going to figure out what I wanted to do from there. New coaching was always a strong possibility, and decided to go with it a year ago, and obviously things changed pretty dramatically again this last season.
But how will the defense change under the 10-year NFL vet?
Obviously a lot more me having the final say, on what we're running and the playbook side. I'm leaning on our coaches a lot. Leaning on Tibesar, leaning on Noakes, because they've had a lot of experience in this defense. I've made my changes to it and kind of how I want it to play out, but at the same time, going to lean on those guys. And it's been a very great relationship, and I like where we're at. We got a lot of veteran players, and we're going to kind of see this spring what's too much and what's not enough, and go from there.
Having Coach Leonhard around more involved with at least our room, it helps a lot. Just the knowledge he brings of the overall scheme, and also different schemes he can bring into it, because he obviously had a great tenure in the NFL, and that comes with a lot of knowledge. So the ways he's been able to kind of impart that on us has been really good.
I have no ego. I have not done this before. I feel very comfortable in calling plays, creating a defense, in everything that I need to do, but I'm going to lean on my other coaches. I'm not going to micromanage it. So communication is going to be key, and the conversations I had with all our guys on staff, feel very comfortable with where we're at as a coaching staff, and continue to develop those relationships this spring.
One of those new relationships is with inside linebackers coach Bob Bostad, who's returning to the program he helped guide to 2 Big Ten championships as an offensive line coach.
My experiences on the other side of the ball, I think I can bring a lot to the table that way as far as scheme and things like that. And I've just been watching linebackers all my life. I mean, if you know what a good linebacker, what it should look like and what it's right, there is a learning curve for me as far as trying to understand, just the scheme and, as much as volume we have or don't have and those things. But, I just have to get through this spring as far as that's concerned, and but I feel like it's coming along really well.
We see it as just a different set of eyes. You know, he's going to see the game a little bit differently. He can teach the linebackers a little bit differently. You know, maybe there's some things that, whether it's disguise, alignment, that we really think is good, but he's like, that doesn't do anything for an O-line. It doesn't change any rules, doesn't do anything. So just a different kind of mindset to the position. You know, he's a great coach. So he will get our guys prepared. There's no question about that. And we just like it for a little bit of different point of view.
It's no different than when you get a new job. If I was coaching somewhere else, offensive line, you know, you're studying. You're spending a lot of time working on what the offensive coordinator wants to do and what he wants to call things. You know, it's no different than now you're on the other side of the ball, you know, and how are these things grouped? You know, is there a rhyme or reason to the way you call them? I mean, you really want to find out how you can become the best teacher that you can become and teach it to the players. So when they come out here, you know, that they can sink their teeth into it and their minds can immediately attract to something that they hear, you know, and go out and do it.
He's brought a great new perspective, kind of a different type of energy. He obviously he's coach O-line, so he's really a hard nose. Like, wants to play really gritty, and I think that really meshes well with the guys we have in our room. So with all that, I think it's going to be a good type of tone, maybe a little bit of new tone that we're going to try and carry, and just really trying to impose our will and be really physical with opponents.
With a staff of familiar faces, implementing a scheme Wisconsin's thrived in, don't expect the Badgers to reinvent the wheel in 2017.
You don't have to go crazy. You know, we've obviously had a lot of success on defense here. I'm not going to try to reinvent defensive football here at Wisconsin, but there's a few things that I just think we can cause some issues for an offense, and you know, that'll start to come out throughout the spring and obviously during the season next year.
For the Badger Sports Report, I'm Ashley Hearn.
The 2016 Nissan Altima. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. With forward emergency braking that could stop for you. Get to your local Nissan store today. Take on sudden stops. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers.
At Quick Trip, we get to know our neighbors. It's nice, making sure you always have fresh buns from our bakery, a gallon of milk from our dairy, maybe even a pizza from our kitchen. We all deserve a treat now and then, and goodness knows you deserve to be treated well. It's what we Midwesterners do.
For a limited time, pick up a pound of Nature's Touch butter for $2.99 or a dozen grade A large eggs for 99 cents. Quick Trip, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers.
See you next time.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
If you like to save money and save time, then this is what you'd call a really big deal. HiVDeals.com is where you'll find hundreds of deals, all on one mobile-friendly website. HiVDeals.com makes saving money easy, with digital coupons, weekly ads, fuel savers, and more. For one-stop savings, start here. Get all the latest deals at HiVDeals.com today.
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. By UW Health, UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Time for the great day and great question of the week. Glenn up in Green Bay wants to know, probably just more your thoughts here, Paul. How about Rick Wagner and Kevin Zeitler signing big contracts. Badger O-linemen are doing some work in the NFL, aren't they?
It was really neat to see and to understand their story and what they've done and all the work that goes into, and luck, into getting to that second contract and to both be rewarded with it. And what's encouraging for me and that you feel good about is, you know, you talk to Kevin and, you know, Ricky was by, I think it was spring practice last year. You know, they've certainly changed and grown, but core, they are still who they were here and therefore appreciative of those opportunities. And you know, both are going to continue to work. But there is something, you know, this past fall, we were really lucky. Gabe Creamy and Pete Cons spent a lot of time with our team, and there's two guys, because of injuries, don't get to that. So it's a heck of a deal for each one of those, and certainly well earned, and really happy for both.
Yeah, the offensive lineman tradition continuing. Congratulations to both. Good moves, by the way, for the franchises that signed those two guys as well. We thank Lynn for his question. Great Dane has 4 locations in Madison, east side of town, downtown, Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale. And as Coach well knows, there is a Great Dane up in Wausau as well. We thank you for watching this year's edition of the Badgers Sports Report. We'll get it cranked up again as the Badger football team gets ready for the opener in September against Utah State. Thanks for watching.
A pulse, felt by one, sends a ripple, felt by some. A shiver, felt by many, until it amplifies, magnifies into a tremor that electrifies. Badgers everywhere, moving as one, tilting the world on its axis.
People are talking about the new Buick. With 4 fresh new models to choose from. And what are they saying?
Your new Buick is so cute.
Love the new Buick. That's a Buick?
Sweet Buick.
Experience the new Buick.
Buick congratulates the Final Four. Get 16% below MSRP on all 2017 Buick Envision Essence vehicles. That's over $6,600 on this Envision.
If you like to save money and save time, then this is what you'd call a really big deal. HiVDeals.com is where you'll find hundreds of deals, all on one mobile-friendly website. HiVDeals.com makes saving money easy, with digital coupons, weekly ads, fuel savers, and more. For one-stop savings, start here. Get all the latest deals at HiVDeals.com today.